Mines are such a familiar word today in Ukrainian Donbass and south of Ukraine. Now here in the UK you can also see this word on improvised sign. Our Ukrainian military, who will go to defend Ukraine in Donbass in a couple of days, is trained here. And here they have to find exactly where the mined area is.
Why they need to go like in this way?
Oh, because the lesson's on the other side. Oh.
Because they imagine that there is something, yeah?
Disturbed from people putting stuff in it.
Journalists from more than 20 different international media came to see the exercises. Everyone is interested in how the Ukrainians are preparing to repel the attacks of the Russians in their homeland. Secondly, they want to see what the Ukrainian army looks like today. Volunteers and recruits who are going to defend their homeland today. There is a white line near me, behind which there will be training to treat the wounded, first aid training for civilians. This is what we will see now. Where's the medic? The abdomen is pierced. Help me to get him up. In Britain, everything is so realistic that even the wounded seem to be really bleeding. His leg and eye are wounded. Special earplugs are given to us here so that journalists do not feel unpleasant because of the sounds of the exercises. We don't care about the sounds of these shots after working in Donbass, but we were still asked to wear them. For 5 weeks, the Ukrainian military, the servicemen drafted into the armed forces of Ukraine without combat experience, has been shooting like this at the training ground. Britain allowed the Ukrainians to use their own resources and reserves for this training. Now, behind my back, they are learning to shoot at short distances.
Резервы для таких обучений. Сейчас за моей спиной здесь вот они учатся стрелять на расстоянии 15 метров.
First, they speak in English, then it is translated into Ukrainian. Soldiers perform actions and prepare to shoot. They put on special action cameras so that they can track and understand every mistake made during training, analyze it and draw appropriate conclusions. We welcome all this training. If I got to the front line with each of these people, I would be confident in each of them, in the correctness and effectiveness of their actions on the battlefield. The most important skills are providing first aid, conducting tactical actions and shooting. At this time, while there is an active counter-offensive operation in Ukraine, here in Great Britain the Ukrainian military, together with their allies from Canada, New Zealand and Great Britain, are learning how to use equipment, how to behave in the conditions of real combat operations, learning tactical actions and many other things.
We identify what is in front of us in order to understand what we should do about it and how to fight it.
What types of equipment do Russians use in Ukraine today? Here, right in the middle of this training field, the weather is fine, and the military is sitting and looking at pictures of Russian military equipment. A British military instructor is now teaching the Ukrainian soldiers to recognize what type of equipment is being used in a particular sector of Ukraine.
My impression of the Ukrainians, they're very humorous people, very humble as well. It's amazing to see how hard they've pushed through this training despite the circumstances they faced back home. It's broadcast over our news back home, and with that my views align with that of the New Zealand government, which is the condemnation of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Yes, as it align with the Ukraine's self-defense of their own country, and I believe what we are doing as well to help is of great support to them as well.
20,000 soldiers from Ukraine will undergo exercises which simulate the hostilities in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. Right now I am under the conditional city of Soledar, which is located in the Donetsk region. And here the servicemen, who do not yet have experience, can feel for themselves what it means to be on the real front line. We, as journalists, were also provided with special equipment to observe everything in the most realistic simulation possible.
What kind of weapons do you teach them?
We teach them from how to use our weapon system and how to use AKs. We also teach them how to use the NLAW, and they have some insights into other different weapon systems that they may come across.
These are the conditions under which the Ukrainian military learns basic skills for combat operations, directly on the battlefield.
That's what keeps them in place. And then this little, so move the gun down.
They come here to gain new knowledge and experience from their colleagues not only from the UK, but also from New Zealand, Canada and other countries. Therefore, we can say for sure that this is the international rear training ground for the Ukrainian military. Reported by Oleksiy Matsuka, Pavlo Shtelmach, Serhiy Tolchinsky, UATV News.